Hey guys, we got lots of great questions for the question and answer video. So let's get right to it. Robin asked, do you have any more interesting stories to tell, like the one when you accidentally picked up a hooker? You are a great storyteller. Thank you very much, Robin. I appreciate that. I do like telling stories. I do like entertaining people. And yes, that is a great question. I have a lot of stories. In fact, I was considering writing a book full of my stories so they'd all be in one place. But that just seems like just a monumental task. So I will tell my best stories here on YouTube, and I'll do it more often since a lot of people seem to enjoy them. All right, thanks. Hungry Cheetah says, "What's your favorite multi-tool you have ever owned?" That's easy. That would be the Leatherman Wave. It was not cheap. It was about 75 bucks. But it's awesome. It does everything a multi-tool should do. All right. Love it. Hungry Cheetah also said, will you watch this video of my cat and tell me what you think of her? Your cat looks awesome. Thank you very much. Yes, I did watch your video of Mau Mau. Is that her name? She's smart. She does what you told her, and that's cool. I haven't tried to train my cats. I just let them be cats. But yeah, I watched your video and I subbed this morning. So thanks for the questions. ATF 6281914 has 10 questions. Dude. All right. What was your first car? My first car was a 1964 Ford Custom. It came out the year before the Ford Galaxy. If you want to look it up, there's some nice pictures of them online. It was all right. It was a big old boat. I bought it from my boss when I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I paid $235 for it. I love that car. Wish I still had it. Where's the furthest you have ever traveled? I once drove from Washington State to Florida. All right. I was all by myself. I drove 10 hours a day for 5 days to get there. It was awesome. It was an awesome, awesome adventure. All right. Are you religious? I am not religious. I guess I would say I am more spiritual. Um, and I don't really have a definition for what I am. I believe in treating people well. I believe in karma, both good and bad. I don't necessarily believe in hell, um, but I like to believe there's something better than this on the other side. So, you know, um, I'm not going to say the Bible is all lies, but a lot of the stories in the Bible don't make sense to me and never have. So, eh, take it for what it is. What accomplishments are you most proud of? Whew. I've had a lot of different jobs, and even though some of them were a short period of time, some of them were longer, most of them I hated. But I believe I was good at every job I did. Um, and so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of my YouTube channel. I've almost 10,000 subscribers. That's amazing. And I appreciate you guys. So there you go. There's a couple. Are you married? Yes. If so, why don't you talk about it? You don't have to answer that if it's too personal. Um, Boy, it's kind of a long story, but yeah, I am married. Haven't been married very long this time. It's not my first marriage. And I have asked her to do videos with me, and she's like, no, she doesn't want to be famous. So there you go. What is the biggest lie you've ever told? Man. Oh, man. All right, you asked. I was driving to the church with the person who was going to be my second wife. All right. We were headed to the church to get married. And she asked me, are you sure you want to do this? And in the back of my head, the little voice in the back of my head was screaming, no, tell her the truth. But I just couldn't. I lied to her. I said, of course I want to do this. Of course I'm sure. Are you sure? And she said, I'm sure. And I regretted that for, the marriage didn't last. Didn't even last a year. But I still kind of regret it. You know, if I had just been honest, it would have been so much easier. Okay, we're still on ATF's questions. If you could go back in time, what year would you travel to? Remember that biggest lie? I would go back and tell her the truth. Yeah, I don't remember what year it was. It was a long time ago. What was your nickname in high school? I didn't have a nickname in high school. Actually, I was very serious in high school. I didn't really have friends. I just wanted to do my time and get on with my life. All right. I didn't enjoy high school. If I could go back and realize that this is part of the experience of life, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. I would have been a lot happier. But that wasn't your question. Anyway, no, I didn't have a nickname in high school. What's your favorite alcoholic drink? I don't drink. I haven't drank alcohol in years and years and years, more than 20 years, going on 30 years. When I did drink, I liked Michelob beer and strawberry daiquiris. Right? How many other hookers have you picked up? Dude, I never picked up another hooker. I do have another hooker story to tell you guys, and I'll do that in another video. All right, so thanks, ATF, for your 10 questions. Jimmy M., what is your current, as of in 2016, occupation, and do you enjoy it? Also, a second question, what is your current EDC knife? Okay, my current occupation is janitor. I've been doing it for 2 years, and I love it. All right, I love it. I have no supervision. I go to my building, I do my job, I have keys to let me in, I am trusted, I am on my own, I'm not micromanaged, I have freedom, I can go in anytime after 5 p.m. I love it, I love it. I can't say that enough. All right, so yeah, I hesitate to say this, but if you have a high-stress job, you might consider doing something easier. If you don't mind making less money, and I don't. I only work 20 hours a week, and I make plenty of money, all right, because my expenses are low. I have no debt, all right. My current EDC knife, wow. Well, I always carry Victorinox Spartan. It's the one with the screwdriver instead of the corkscrew. No, not the Spartan. Tinker. Victorinox Tinker. I always carry that. Always. And I also always carry a bigger single blade knife. Um, and I rotate between these 5. This is the Benchmade Griptilian. This is the Spyderco Tenacious. This is the Kershaw Volt. Actually, I bought this from ATF. I've done videos on all these knives, all right? This is the SOG Aegis. And this is the Gerber Fast Draw. All right, so I rotate between these 5 knives and always have the Tinker. And when I'm riding my bicycle or my motorcycle, I also carry the Leatherman Wave. All right. Thank you, Jimmy M. Zach Bowles says, how often do you use your daily EDC knife in a day? Glad to see more frequent content. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate that. My EDC knife, the Victorinox Tinker, I don't use very often. Maybe like 3 times a week for things like screwdrivers, something like this for prying, or the tweezers for removing a splinter. Yeah, but my main EDC knife, the single blade, one hand opening, all these are easy one hand opening knives. Because if you have something in one hand, you want to be able to get your knife out. All right. How often do I use it? Every day. I cut something every day. Sometimes several times a day. On average, probably 3 times a day. I don't know. Some days a lot more. All right. Good questions. Colin Ray Fan. Have you picked up any hookers lately? No, just the one time. Coleman Adamson. Are you born again? Because there isn't a more important question in life. Yeah, I guess so. My parents took us to church when we were really little, all right? So we were exposed to the church thing. And then when I got older and had a choice, I chose not to go. And I still don't regularly attend a church. But I believe in God, and I believe in doing the right thing, treating people. I think we will be judged on how we treat people at some point. So, yeah. Does that answer your question? Z-Usable. Are you married? Yes. Have you ever been? Yes. I'll tell you guys the truth. I'm on my 4th marriage. What can you say? Sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes you lie to somebody and marry them when you know you shouldn't. Don't do that. All right? Don't be like Duane. Right? But yeah, I guess I'm not afraid of commitment. Just sometimes it doesn't last. All right, and I'm not gonna be miserable if I'm in a relationship that doesn't make me happy. I'll get out. That's me. Do you have kids? No, I never had children, and I don't regret it. I like kids, but I love peace and quiet and an orderly house. All right. Do you own any guns? Yes. Can you show your whole arsenal of weapons in one video? No. I have a policy against showing my guns on YouTube. because you never know who's watching. All right, um, and you're setting yourself up for uh, being robbed or harassed by the police or whatever. So, uh, no, I'm gonna have to say no. How old is Joey? Joey is 13, and in cat years, that's about 70 in people years. Um, so yeah, he's an old man, but he's doing good. He's healthy. Uh, Capitanul Mishu. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Asked, do you play video games? If yes, what is your favorite? Um, the the video games that you're talking about, like the Xbox games, the Grand Theft Auto and shooter videos and all that. No, I never got into that. I know people who spend hours at that sort of thing, and I just don't see how they have time. Um, I'm not condemning anybody. I don't have time for that. And um, at one time, I was very much into online poker. So that's kind of a video game, right? I played a lot of online poker, and I won. I won at first, and then I started losing, and I was feeling like I was getting cheated or something. Something just wasn't right. So I quit. I just let it go. And now I don't think you can even gamble for real money in the United States online, but I don't care. Bob N., have you checked on the get home gear you stashed away between home and work? Um, no, Bob, that was about 4 months ago. I was going to wait 6 months. So in March, I do plan on making a video where I go back and check on that, see if it's still there. And I'll bring you guys along. It'll be fun. Thanks for the question. Fat Jesus says, how many cats do you have? I have 3. Joey and Lacey and Mia. And I'll show you pics right now. Cool, huh? Thanks for the question, Fat Jesus. Weapon Collector asked, if you could own any gun regardless of laws, money, real or fictional, what would it be? That's easy. I always wanted an Armalite AR-10. If you don't know what that is, it looks like an M16, but it's in .308 caliber. Oh man, I'd really like to have one of those, but they've always been really expensive. When I first found out about them, they were close to $1,000, and that was 30 years ago. I don't know how much they are. I haven't seen one in years, but I'd love to have one if somebody wants to send me one. All right. Thanks for the question, Mike. Torgo Max asked, what is your favorite pizza topping? Bacon. Aaron Abbas, how many knives do you have? That's a good question, Aaron. I don't have all my knives in one place, so it's not that easy to count, but I think I only have about 20 knives. I did have a lot more, but I realized I had this growing collection of knives I didn't really care about, and so I sold and gave away a lot of knives, maybe 100, and so now I'm just down to my roughly 20 favorite knives, and knives that I use or are sentimental to me. All right, thanks for the question. Sebastian Ray says, first 5 items you put in a bug out bag. All right, that's pretty easy. Knife, paracord, fire making kit, tarp for shelter, and a flashlight. That's 5. All right, thanks for the question. Rob Morton says, I know this could be really long, but I haven't been subbed for long, maybe like a year, and I want to know about your everyday life. What do you do for a living? What's your life story, or at least what are a few stories you remember from your past years? Cool, Rob. Yeah, telling you about my life would take a long time. I'm currently a janitor. I already covered that. And I do have a lot of stories to tell. And I will be telling them more often here on YouTube because I see there's an interest and people like stories and I like telling stories. So thanks for your questions. Orlando Lucio. Have you ever went back to that emergency kit you buried a while back to see if it's still there? No, I'm going to do that in March. All right. Thanks for asking. Straffracable. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Why are you doing this? I think it's fun for both of us, for you, the viewer, and for me. You might be curious about this person that you watch on YouTube all the time. You want to know more about him. That's cool. And everybody likes to talk about themselves, right? It's just fun. All right. LGND says, Duane, you've yet to talk about a spouse or significant other. Do you have a spouse, and what's your plans for the future? Yes, I do have a spouse. We've been married almost 4 years, I think. Something like that, 3 or 4 years. My plans for the future? I am currently 54. I plan to retire in 8 years at the age of 62 and do some more traveling. I went on a cruise last year. Loved it. Best vacation ever. All right. And a lot of people have said that when they go on a cruise. Everything is right there. You have your room for when you're tired, when you just want to get away from it all. And since you prepaid for everything, food is free. You can eat all day long for free. You go into ports and you can get off the boat and go see whatever, or you can stay on the boat or whatever. It was a really, really great experience. Yeah, that wasn't your question. Sorry. Plans for the future. Yeah. Work till I'm 62. Retire. See the world. All right. Prep for It has a few questions. 8 questions. 1. Can you show the latest contents of your bug out bag? Yes, I can, but that's going to have to be a separate video. All right. Number 2. How far from your place would you have to travel to escape into the wilderness or forest? About 100 miles. All right. And I could do that on my bike, and I could do it in 2 days. Easy. Be a lot easier in a car. Number 3. Holy exclamation. Your homemade weapons video is at almost 2 million views. Did you know that would happen? No. I'm as surprised as anybody. It was a really simple video where I made 2 weapons and briefly talked about them. And wow, 2 million views. That's awesome. That is my most popular video. Number 4. I think I first found your channel way back because of your Cold Steel GI Tonto. It was my first knife I ever bought and I still love it. Do you still have one? No, I don't. I liked that knife. It was rugged as hell. But it just wasn't, it just didn't do it for me, right? I love my K-bar. I love my Becker BK7. And I don't really need another big fixed blade knife. All right. Number 5. Could you feature your cats and how they became your pets? I can tell they want airtime. Maybe follow up with a quick review so people don't send in too many aw comments. Yeah, that's cool. I will do a video on that also, pet video. I'm writing it down. So I'll do a separate video on that. You can see pictures of the cats earlier in this video. All right. Number 6. What is your favorite homemade item? Easy. Easy. My homemade PVC blowgun. I put it together. I figured out how to build it and use it by watching YouTube videos, and it actually works. It actually works. All right, so I made the 1/2-inch PVC pipe blowgun and a lot of homemade darts, and it actually works. I'm pretty proud of that. Number 7. What is the farthest distance you have biked? 30 miles. There's a town 30 miles from here where there's 2 highways. There's a super highway where the speed limit is 70 miles an hour, and then there's the old highway that nobody ever uses where the speed limit is 50 miles per hour, and there's a lot of rural farms and such on both sides. Very, very little traffic. And so I have ridden that 3 times from my house to this other town in 30 miles. Took about 3 hours, not hurrying. I loved it. It's a lot of fun. All right. Number 8. That's all my questions, I promise. Okay, no problem. Thanks, James. Mark Uray. Hi, Duane. What's your favorite cheap knife, and what kind of songs do you like? Good questions. My favorite cheap knife, I showed this, I did a video on this a long time ago. This is a boot knife. Leather sheath with a belt clip, thumb brake strap for quick draw. Oops, upside down. Legionnaire boot knife. 440 stainless, Japan. The handle is aluminum with some textured green paint. I love this knife. It feels good in the hand. I love the what do you call it? The little I can't even think of what you call it. Anyway, the shape of the blade, the handle, the shape of the blade, the It is a sweet knife. It's not really practical for anything, but I love it. I bought this back in the 70s. I don't remember if I got it at a gun show or through I think I ordered it from a catalog. Back before they had the internet, you'd get catalogs in the mail and you would fill out the form, go to the store, buy a money order, mail it to them, and like in 6 weeks, you'd get your item. I think I paid $16 for this. It was not more than 20. All right, so this is my favorite cheap knife. Definitely. If you're talking about folders, I would have to go with the Spyderco Tenacious. It was 30 bucks and worth every penny of it. I mean, this is very, very good quality. So there you go. Mark's other question, what kind of songs do you like? I like faster, upbeat songs with a good beat. All right. To give you an idea, I'll show you some of my CDs. Pussycat Dolls, Bare Naked Ladies, Elvis, Fergie, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, more Pussycat Dolls. How you doing? All right. Good questions. Nick Mellor. What is the 5 survival items you would take into an apocalypse? Yeah, that's pretty much the bug out items I mentioned earlier. Knife, fire kit, paracord, a tarp for shelter, flashlight. There you go. 5 items. All right. BBQ chips suck. Again, asked, what the fuck? Dude, you're too much. Didn't you ask the same question in my last Q&A video, like in 2014? Dude. Okay, last question from Ragged Rhino. Hey Duane, good idea for a video. Thank you. How old are Joey and Lacey and the third one? Is it Mia? Yes. Are Joey and Lacey from the same litter? No, they are not from the same litter. It's possible that they could be related. I got Joey when he was a kitten 13 years ago. He's 13. And I got Lacey 3 years later. She's 10. All right, so Joey's 13, Lacey's 10, and Mia is also 13. I just got her 2 years ago. All right, and I will do a pet video and explain a little more about how I got them, all 3 of them, and maybe some FaceTime with the kitties. All right, thanks for the questions. Everybody, thanks for participating and for all the great questions and sitting through this long video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.